What is the most disgusting thing you have ever done that you took pleasure in? My wife and I had 2 daughters, aged 13 and 10, and a seemingly healthy relationship. But things began to feel off. She got clingy with her phone, disabled the saved password feature on our shared PC, and would quickly end phone calls when I entered the room. It wasn't hard to guess what was going on. After 15 years of marriage, I hoped it wasn't what it seemed. So one day, when she said she was spending time with the kids, I followed her. Sure enough, she drove to a hotel to meet a guy I'll call Steve. It felt like a gut punch, and I spent hours crying. After wallowing in self-pity, I decided to get even. I considered some extreme options, but chose a more civil route, though just barely. I needed evidence. Instead of hiring a private investigator, I bought small cameras and microphones, installing them when she was at work and the kids were at school. I even placed one overlooking the bed. A few days later, I suggested taking the kids on a weekend trip. This wasn't unusual. I was often the one who cooked, cared for the girls, and spent time with them while my wife worked or drank. The trip was an easy cover. Meanwhile, I had already contacted a lawyer to draft a separation agreement, aiming for both custody of the kids and the house. On my return, I checked the footage. It was a 36-hour affair marathon, but the conversations were even worse than I imagined. I discovered Steve had a wife. Then came the character assassination. My wife mocked my body, my insecurity, and how I didn't satisfy her. That stung, but the worst part? She shared my deepest secrets, stories I had only ever told her, including my attempt to take my life when I was 16. At that point, I knew exactly what I had to do next.